Alright, so here we go. This is the first game of the finals. PMS H2O Gold Platinum Weekly number 13 between OctanePro and KloxLord. I am H2O Peanut, joined here by H2O Basilisk, and we'll be casting this game for you. Game number 1 of this best of 3 series.
And it looks like KloxLord, the blue Protoss, is going to be spawning in the 6 o'clock position here on MLG's Shattered Temple. And close by our positions is OctanePro, the red Terran, spawning in the 9 o'clock position.
So with the close by air position, if this Terran does scout the Protoss at a good timing, you know, we may possibly be seeing some kind of Banshee play. This is very viable. Same thing for the Protoss, you know, we may be seeing some viable air play. You know, Protoss air is pretty good against Terran in the early game, especially if they go for, you know, an economic build rather than an aggressive build, or even if they go for a very fast tech build. So we'll be seeing here what each player decides to do. And OctanePro opting for putting the supply depot down at the ramp, KloxLord putting his pylon down at the base of his Nexus.
Yeah, OctanePro seems like no matter what race, against Protosses, Terrans, and obviously against a Zerg, should he face one, likes to wall off. He likes to, you know, protect that ramp and do what he can to hide any potential attack. We do have the barracks going down on 12 now. What will happen on 13? Will he take the gas? The probe does leave, and we see gas on 13 for OctanePro.
Yep.
And ooh, it looks like OctanePro doesn't know that on MLG you cannot spawn in close by ground, as he did check the 12 o'clock position.
Yeah, it's a common blunder for, you know, people who aren't very familiar with the MLG map pool.
Oh, he could have been checking for proxies.
That is possible too.
I just thought of that. His opponent is Protoss. And OctanePro, or excuse me, KloxLord saving up the energy on that Nexus, 75. So, and we do see that OctanePro is going to see the one gas. He did see the Nexus, so he'll know how much energy is on there.
He's going to out the Zealot, actually.
Oh.
Interesting choice there. Going to want to get that Zealot out as fast as possible. And wants to be able to deny any further scouting from this SCV. So I'm going to post that Zealot up at the top of the ramp, waiting for that SCV to come back.
And Chrono Boost going down, Chrono boosting the Warp Gate. And do we see another Chrono Boost on the Gateway? Not just yet. Second Gateway going down. And we do see that he stopped making probes. And the magical number 19 right now. Oh, 20.
Yeah,
nope,
looks
there
like
are
this
20.
factory going down and the refinery as well. So this is pretty much looking like the similar build to what he's been doing, what he did against those 2 games versus ours. So we may be seeing a, you know, that very fast 1-1-1 into medevac play. So we'll find out very soon.
If,
you know, with the close by air positions, drops are very viable.
Yeah, and if OctanePro can get a scout on this 4-gate, he'll know that there's no detection. So Cloak Banshees are good, and I think KloxLord is opting for 4-gate. We do have the lone probe up in the 12 o'clock base. Another scout. Oh, you're right. Nexus, 2-gate Nexus.
Yep, 2-gate Nexus. Pretty standard, pretty safe build for expansion versus Terran. And there is the starport going down for Octane at the 24 mark. And Tech Lab going down on the factory as well. So it looks like we'll be seeing a tank come out. So it looks like the Marine tank medevac drop will be coming. Another gateway going down. More stalkers being warped in and going to be able to take out this SCV.
Does see that expansion, though.
Well, he saw this expansion before, so, you know, he was aware of it when he went in for the scout previously. But still,
okay.
But we still have that probe up in the top position, you know, able to throw down a pylon at any time. And warp in as many units as you'd like. There is a 4th gateway going down now, and a medevac being produced. Siege tank just finishing, and a couple more Marines as well.
Yeah, siege tech being researched, about 2/3 of the way done.
This probe looking like it wants to try and get in, but these Marines are here just blocking it, and that probe gets no insight whatsoever. He does not see anything, doesn't even see if there's a possibility of an expansion. And looks like a couple of Marines and this tank will be moving over to the starport, and will be loading up into that medevac, and going to be able to do a bit of damage to the mineral line here. And at the same time, actually, KloxLord moving out. So again, OctanePro with this base trade scenario, going for the drop at the same time as the opponent is moving across the map. And no siege tech on the way yet, but the siege tank is on the high ground. He is a little
siege tech is done.
Oh, I apologize. Sorry. He actually went with better timing this time. Last time he didn't have it. And there is the siege tank going to be able to poke away at these units. And at the same time, here comes the drop in the back of the main. The warp gates have no warp-ins available. They've just been used. 3 zealots are already warped in at the front of the base. And also this 4th gateway has not yet been transformed. And
going for the pylon.
Going to be able to almost fly block them. And at this point, the zealots being here, is going to have to load up and run out of there, losing 1 Marine. And the Stalker's going to try and chase down this medevac, and they will be able to take it out. And another Marine as well. So look at the units killed. They only killed 5 workers in that engagement, so not so bad. The army supplies, the worker supply is pretty much even, 28 to 26. 2 more for KloxLord. But the expansion is down for KloxLord, so he does have that economic advantage here. More barracks going down, tech lab and a reactor as well. And looks like 4 barracks here for Octane.
And he's really trying to spend that money. There are Marines queued up in 2 of the barracks. If those weren't queued, I'd like to see an expansion go down. Otherwise, I'm afraid the Protoss player might really run away with things economically here.
Yeah, it looks like another medevac going to be loaded up and start to be pushed towards the base of Octane. But, I'm sorry, the base of KloxLord. KloxLord, though, having a couple of Stalkers well positioned to be able to scout for any kind of drops coming. But if he does take this wide turn, he may be able to get by without being scouted. And here goes the expansion hiding in the bottom left corner of the base of Octane.
Yep.
At the same time, though, KloxLord knocking down the rocks in his 3rd, maybe prepping to take a 3rd soon. He is pretty far ahead, ahead in workers, pretty even in army.
Drop going down at the back of the main.
6 Marines dropped, and going to take out a bunch more probes.
4. Oh, weak health on the last probe. He does not get it.
Oh, actually, loading the back into that medevac, but not actually running away.
He comes back for it. He drops the 1 Marine.
10 workers killed. This medevac going to try and go to the natural now, and actually deciding to not do anything because the pros run away.
Yep.
But not too bad, killing 10 workers, evening, well, still not evening out, but making it a lot closer, 36 to 30 now. And, yeah.
If we look at the production tab now, we do have that expansion almost finished. +1 on the bioweapons, 2 more medevacs coming out. A lot going on for the Terran. And looks like he's just going to hang out by the 3rd for now with that drop.
Yeah, he'll be ready to take out any kind of expansion comes down for KloxLord.
And a couple bunkers going down at the front, and this zealot is not going to get too much farther.
Well, actually going to see that the expansion is not down. However, seeing those bunkers, he will realize that an expansion is probably coming soon. Stimpack nowhere near being researched, but +1 weapons on the way, quarter of the way through. And at the same time, KloxLord looking like he wanted to push out, but then changing his mind. Probably going to see KloxLord prep to take an expansion right about now. Scan went down somewhere. Oh, right on the army. More gateways. Ton more gateways, a Twilight Council, and a Forge. sir. So we do see the command center flying over now for OctanePro. More barracks going down. And yeah, Octane just kind of setting up a perimeter on his base, putting a couple of missile turrets down to prevent for any kind of observers coming in. And
and OctanePro is not aware of this expansion, this third, even though this medevac is hanging out in the corner.
yep, he moved those Marines and medevacs, so he will not be able to see that expansion. So, however, pretty soon I'm sure he will poke in just to double check that. And KloxLord going to throw down a pylon here, right next to the rock, to prevent for any kind of, keep a sight on anything coming through.
Hey, Peanut, does this expansion for OctanePro look a little far from the minerals?
Actually, it is further from the minerals than it should be.
Okay. Wasn't sure if that was just my eyes, but I think these SCVs are making a little longer trek.
Yep, and unfortunately, he will not notice that, and, yeah. Tiny little blunders like this, could sometimes possibly cost you the game. The medevac does go across. He does see that assimilator, and looks like these stalkers will actually spot it, and he changes his mind. He's not going to go. Oh, another medevac.
Got
sniped over at the main.
And that medevac is going to get sniped at the natural.
Yep, these Marines here are going to be taken out as well. And yeah, kind of just teching up here. +1 armor on the way. Stimpack just finishing in an armory as well. But also a Templar
Archives. Yep. Where's that Templar Archives going down? There it is.
Those High Templar will be very well, work very well against these Marines, and also be pretty good against these medevacs. Using that feedback to kill the medevacs pretty much in one shot if they have full health. I believe feedback does the damage equivalent to whatever energy they have. And it looks like the army of KloxLord moving out here. Look at the army supply, 80 to 66 in favor of KloxLord, and he will probably be able to catch these Marines off guard. Actually, just moving them in time.
Yep.
And charge is done.
Yeah, that zealot definitely charged. And forward pylon going down to the Zelnaga cavern.
Yeah, so, right now Octane is in a little bit of a tough situation. There are, nope, actually Klox deciding not to push out, so kind of just sitting back, going to be going for Bionic Storm now, and the High Templar are in.
I do like the placement of OctanePro's 3 supply depots at the front here, making it a little more difficult to get a surround on those bunkers. Zealots are not going to be able to do as much damage as they normally would. Of course, Stalkers is a whole other story, but bunkers are actually really, really good to have when you've got the Protoss army with Storm.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can run into the bunkers so that the units can't storm you. I mean, so that the Templar can't storm, because Storm does not do any damage to buildings.
Nope.
So now 4 Templars on the field. He will be making them early so he can save up the energy to get out the storm. But no Ghost Academy yet for Octane. So still just very, very heavy Marine numbers and a couple of tanks, but mostly just Marines and medevacs and now some Marauders. Plus
and
2 weapon and armor.
KloxLord's going to be taking his 4th.
Wow.
Over at the 3 o'clock position.
Yeah, KloxLord is very, very aggressive with his expansions. He's almost maxed out, and at this point he's got nothing else to spend his money on but expansions. And there are a ton of zealots. Look at the unit count real quick: 34 zealots, 15 stalkers, 7 sentry, and 4 high templar, versus 58 marines, 4 tanks, 4 medevacs, and 3 marauders. But it looks like there will be an engagement here. And these charge runs are going to charge in, going to take out the first beast tank right in the front, and Marine's going to go hide behind the bunkers.
And key storms, wow!
They destroyed all of the Marines, and that High Templar did a whole lot of damage. 8 kills on that one High Templar, and the other one was 2. So it looks like right now KloxLord is pushing forward, and going to do a lot of another storm going down. That time only killing off 5, but these SCPs going to take away that High Templar, and more charge lots running in, and it does look like KloxLord is going to be able to at least force away this expansion, and eventually force a GG.
Yeah, unfortunately, when the Protoss has High Templar like that on the field, the Terran response needs to be ghosts for the EMPs.
Yeah, I mean, there are 30 minerals left, 0 minerals left in the base of the Terran, and you know, this orbital command just kind of running away, but a Reaper for some reason on the way, maybe a misclick there for our Terran player. Not sure what a Reaper is going to do, but...
It's the new Thor.
Oh,
it's actually the new Hero Thor unit. It's deceivingly small.
I thought so.
Yeah, he's...
Protoss kind of just scouting around, seeing if there's any expansion here, but we can tell you that there is no expansion. 0 income for our Terran player. Only 132 minerals left, so he can make 2.5 Marines, and that's about it.
And that's the end of the story for the Reaper. He brought the shields down, just the shields on that one. And 1 Stalker, and Zealot cleaned him up.
I don't even know where he hit.
Ah, in the middle of the map.
Oh, okay. That looks like
it's just a hop, skip, and jump away.
So the Marines stim forward, trying to take that army out, but unfortunately does not do any damage to that stim, and now he has Marines with much less health.
Yeah.
Actually able to muster out 1 medevac, so we'll be able to heal up those Marines.
And here we go, big push, OctanePro, just GG's.
Yeah, I mean, he had nothing else really that he could do. Literally having 32 minerals and no mineral income.